I'm Gintof, back with Coach Mora, and it's Beat Cuse Week. That's what they're calling it. UConn and Syracuse, both coming off solid performances, will face off under the lights at the Rent on Saturday. Coach, you got your first win under your belt, and I know the guys were buzzing after the game. As you prepare for this one, what does the mindset of the team look like? Are you looking to build off that winning energy? Are you thinking, we got the job done, we're just on to the next? Or is it a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of both. That's well put, because it's certainly build off of the good things that we did, learn the lessons that we need to learn in terms of things that we can do better and apply them moving forward. But in this sport, you have to get on to the next game. You cannot wallow in defeat, and you can't celebrate too long. You just have to get to the next game. And Syracuse is a really, really good football team. We have our work cut out for us, and our guys are doing the work so far, and I expect them to continue to do the work.
You told me after last game that you'd be analyzing every play in those 60 minutes against CCSU. I know especially at times in the first half, you struggled a little bit taking care of the football. What are some of those major things offensively that you're looking to clean up heading into this game?
Well, number one, what you just said is take care of the football. And we've had 6 turnovers in 2 games, and 1 was on special teams, but we need to be more secure with the football, both in the pass game and the run game. And that's just always has to be an area of emphasis for us, and it has been again this week. And our guys are starting to get it. Now sometimes, they fumble when they're struggling for extra yards, but it's still not acceptable. So it's taking care of the football, and we got to take care of the football. And if we can take care of the football and hold on to the football, we've seen that we can run the ball. I think Zion has shown that he will grow every time he takes a snap. He just gets a little bit better. And as that game went on, I saw some things in the second half that we'd seen in camp, and really excited about that aspect of it.
We're going to see Zion Turner get the start again this weekend. He has such a high ceiling, as you said. Excited to see how he continues to grow into this game. Looking at the Orange, though, we got to talk about Sean Tucker, one of the best, more versatile running backs in the country, and he led in both rushing and receiving guards in their win over Louisville last weekend. They couldn't seem to find an answer for him. For a guy like that who's a dual threat, and then Garrett Schrader, who's also known to be a running quarterback, you might have a lot of things thrown at you defensively. How important, particularly in this matchup, is defensive communication for you guys?
Oh, it's critical. You just mentioned 2 really good football players right there. With Tucker, his ability to run it inside and outside, and then his ability to catch the ball both in the screen game and then coming out of the backfield as a receiver is really unique. And that's one of the things that makes him such a great back. Anytime he has the ball in his hands, he can go the distance. Schrader, you're talking about a quarterback that is extremely big and very athletic and very physical. He doesn't slide. He doesn't run out of bounds. He's a running back when he has the ball in his hands, and yet he can throw it very well as well. And they've got big receivers down the field. And their offensive line is huge. They're really big, and they're very experienced, and they've just, they looked fantastic against Louisville the other night, offensively fantastic.
When you look at this Husky defense, Dalmont Gordine, specifically the defensive line, Dalmont Gordine, Sequoia McDuffie, Colin McCarthy, they all put the pressure on CCSU, and I'm sure you're wanting to do that again. You talked about the Syracuse offensive line. It's a lot bigger than what you saw against CCSU. In these coming weeks, looking ahead, as you start to face these higher levels of competition, how are you preparing those guys for a matchup like this weekend?
It just goes back to technique, fundamentals, and effort, really. And doing what you're supposed to do on every play, and that means playing with really good pad level, so leverage. It means being very violent with your hands so you can get off of blocks. It means being able to anchor in your gap versus a double team so that a linebacker can get free. There's not a lot more that you can do. When you start moving your defensive linemen and slanting, a lot of people go, well, they're not as quick as maybe 290-pound offensive linemen would be, so why don't you slant? Well, they're not unquick, I can tell you that. And if they get their hands on you, they move you, and then they wash you, then there's big gaps. So we just have to be able to play physical, play violent with our hands, stay in our gap, and when the play is there, we got to make the play.
I know you're aware, Coach, of the UConn-Syracuse rivalry, and I also know that's not your motivation heading into this game, but a win here would be a little extra sweet for the fan base. I'm certainly excited. UConn hosts the Syracuse Orange at Rentschler Field on Saturday for a battle under the lights. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. on CBS Sports. Coach, thank you once again.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.